Hello viewers, you're welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. It's not always happen here. Please, I will encourage you. Press the like button, subscribe button, and also share this video. Today we'll be looking at the second edition of domestic violence, which is centered towards the abused person. What should the abused person do? Now, what is domestic violence? For a quick recap. Now, it's usually happen between married couples. Something that takes place between married couples, the unmarried couples, those that cohabit. They are legally not married, but they live together. Domestic violence takes place between them, and also those that are dating. Though they are not married, but they also experience domestic violence. It's a behavior that frightens, a behavior that manipulates, the one that humiliates, the one that hurts, the one that inflicts pain on their abused person. Now, what should this person do when this occurs? Now, the first thing is that the abused person should not die in silence. Speak out and seek help from people. Speak out and seek help from the Lord. So you're going to seek help from the Lord. How do you do that? Be a born again. In case you're not a child of God, you need to give your life to Jesus. The second place you can seek help is from marriage counselors. Those that will counsel you. They don't have to be there, and they might even have been there. They might have vast of experiences. They will have so much knowledge as to counseling you on what you should do, especially based on the word of the Lord. Now, the next place you can get help from as the abused person is from mentors, from people that this guy looks up to. If it's the guy that is being abused, you need to get help from your mentors and even from those that your woman looks up to, like mentors. Now, let's move on. What else should this abused person do? If it's physical abuse, what should you do? Then it's life-threatening. The first thing you do is separate yourself first. Then from wherever you are, seek help. From your location of peace, then start seeking for help. The second thing you should do, if it's a physical abuse, the first one was when it's emotional, when it's psychological. Those are the first thing we do. But this time around, the first thing we said is that you should seek help by separating yourself first. Now, the next thing we should do is refuse to change or be sober. Remain where you are. If your abuser refuses to change, then refuse as well to change. If your abuser refuses to restrict force, sober or remorse, then you should not go back to the house. You need to stay wherever you are and keep praying. The third thing is if the abuser moves, if he or she moves on by getting married to somebody else, what should you do? Now, let's look at 1 Corinthians 7 verse 15. The Bible says, but if the unbelieving departs, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases. But in conclusion of that scripture, it says, but God has called us to peace. If he departs, if he goes on with his life, if he decides to marry somebody else, you can as well do the same if you feel like. Or if you feel you might not want to, then fine. If you're not held under any bondage, it's your final decision. Now I'm going to conclude this particular edition. The abused should not lead the full parental upbringing of children to the abuser. It's very dangerous. You know why? Because this strange man, this strange woman that's going to be joined or that's going to be cohabiting with your abuser, it's going to be influencing your children. Your abuser himself or herself will also be influencing them so greatly that they are going to be forming into what you did not even ordain for. The children might be maltreated by this stranger and might also grow to be abusers as well. God bless you. Because we remind you back. That man that has decided to abuse you, because we remind you back with that woman that has decided to abuse you by arresting their hearts, by winning them over to himself. Thanks for watching.